two of the most dominant forces in WWE history. One, a Beast Incarnate. The other, a tribal chief. Their paths crossed, and what followed was a war unlike anything WWE had ever seen. This is the story of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, a rivalry built on power, betrayal, and destruction. Brock Lesnar was already a monster before Roman Reigns even stepped into the spotlight. He crushed The Rock, ended Hulk Hogan, destroyed legends, and famously conquered The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. He was feared like no one else in WWE history. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns emerged as the powerhouse of the Shield. With Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose by his side, he tore through the roster. But when the Shield broke apart, Roman was pushed as the next face of WWE. Fans weren't ready at first, but Roman proved he had the heart of a warrior. Roman's first big chance came at WrestleMania 31 against Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. The fight was brutal. Lesnar suplexed Roman again and again, while Roman laughed in the Beast's face, refusing to stay down. Just when it looked like Roman might finally win, Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank, stealing the moment from both men. Every time Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar stepped into the ring, it was pure chaos. At SummerSlam, at Crown Jewel, and on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania after WrestleMania. The two collided in wars that shook WWE to its core. These weren't just matches. They were battles of survival. Steel chairs bent across backs, barricades shattered under their weight, and announce tables crumbled to pieces as the carnage spilled everywhere. Roman, the tribal chief. Brock, the Beast Incarnate. Two unstoppable forces who refused to bow down. Every punch, every spear, every F5 wasn't just a move. It was a message. A message that said, only one man can stand at the very top of this industry. And through blood, sweat, and destruction, their rivalry became one of the most brutal, unforgettable sagas in WWE history. Everything changed in 2020. Roman Reigns returned, not as the heroic big dog the fans once cheered, but as something far more dangerous. He became the tribal chief. With Paul Heyman by his side, the same mastermind who once guided Brock Lesnar, Roman transformed into a colder, smarter, and ruthless force of dominance. No longer fighting for respect, he demanded it. No longer chasing the top spot, he was the top spot. This wasn't the Roman Reigns we knew. This was a new era. An era built on fear, power, and absolute control. And with Brock Lesnar still looming in the background, the stage was set for the greatest, most personal chapter of their rivalry. Tribal Chief versus Beast Incarnate. A clash of legacies that would define WWE for years to come. Their rivalry reached its ultimate peak at WrestleMania 38. Billed as the biggest WrestleMania match of all time. It was title versus title. The Beast Incarnate against the Tribal Chief. Two unstoppable forces colliding on the grandest stage of them all. The match was pure chaos. Brock Lesnar threw Roman Reigns around the ring like a ragdoll, delivering suplex after suplex, each one shaking the arena. But Roman refused to stay down. He fought back with thunderous spears, crashing into Lesnar with everything he had. The battle was brutal, a true war of giants. But in the end, destiny was clear. Roman Reigns stood tall, holding both championships high in the air, as the undisputed champion. It wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. The tribal chief had conquered the beast. Behind the scenes, the rivalry of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar was never just about championships. It was something far bigger, something personal. It was about pride. It was about dominance. It was about proving to the world who truly was the face of WWE. For years, Brock Lesnar was seen as the final boss of professional wrestling. The Beast Incarnate, the unstoppable monster who destroyed legends like The Undertaker, John Cena, and Randy Orton. Brock was power, Brock was fear, and in WWE, He was the standard of dominance. But then came Roman Reigns, the chosen one, the powerhouse, the future face of WWE. From the moment Roman stepped into the spotlight, comparisons began. Could he ever dethrone Brock? Could he ever be the man to surpass the Beast? And so, every time they clashed, it wasn't just another match. It was a war of legacies. Brock brought out the absolute monster in Roman. To survive Brock's suplexes, his F5s, his brutal ground and pound, Roman had to transform. He had to dig deeper than anyone before him. Brock made Roman tougher, sharper, and far more dangerous. At the same time, Roman Reigns forced Brock Lesnar to fight harder than ever before. Against most superstars, Brock dominated easily. But against Roman, every battle was a war. Brock had to empty the tank, suplex after suplex, F5 after F5, because he knew Roman wouldn't stay down. That's what made their rivalry legendary. It wasn't just about holding a title belt. It was about proving who was the alpha of WWE. It was about respect, hatred, and the hunger to stand at the very top. From WrestleMania to SummerSlam, from Saudi Arabia to the biggest arenas in the world, their clashes became historic moments. Tables were destroyed, barricades shattered, bodies broken. And the WWE Universe knew, when Roman and Brock stepped inside the same ring, history was about to be written. Their hatred, their intensity, their pride, created some of the most unforgettable matches the wrestling world had ever seen. Because when the Beast met the Tribal Chief, it wasn't just wrestling. It was a fight for immortality. The story of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar is not just about titles. It's about two warriors fighting for respect, for dominance, for legacy. One is the Beast Incarnate, the other, the Tribal Chief. Together, they defined an era. And whether their war is truly over, or if destiny brings them back into the ring again, one thing is certain. WWE will never forget the rivalry of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.